I'm Florida Muthoni, the owner of Sonia's Porridge Ventures. I do naturally fermented porridge, the Ucuru wa Mukio, which was done traditionally by our grandmothers. Now I'm the grandmother of Gen Z. In the society I was raised, we used to see our grandmothers and our mothers do it when we were young. I envied seeing my mom do it, and then I told her, Mom, I want to try this. I was 11 years old. Then she gave me the ingredients, she soaked them for me, and she stood for me to make it, of which I did a 5-liter jerrycan, which was served to my aunties, since the men in our village couldn't take porridge made by their child. When I served my aunties with the porridge, they were so happy. They congratulated me so much. And by the way, they gave me the motivation of doing it more. And for sure, they told me that porridge could take me far. And I've seen it take me far. And then from there, now I used to do Ucuru wa Mukio every weekend for my mom and my grandma. All of a sudden, my dad also started taking my Ucuru wa Mukio, and that is when I started making 20 liters of Ucuru wa Mukio for our family. Even when we had events, I would do it 20 liters or 30 for them. In our Sunday school, I was a very good actor, and anytime we used to go to events, I used to carry Ucuru wa Mukio with a kaguad, which was worth 10 liters. And I used to serve them after our play, our music, whatever events we had, I would serve them with the calabashes. I went to Ucuru Primary School, and in class 6 when I was 11 years, I think I was around 10, 11 years, I used to carry porridge for my fellow pupils, and in the most cases we used to carry food for our lunch. So there are some pupils who came from poor backgrounds who didn't manage to carry food, and I used to feed them with my porridge, whereby you could find them coming for the second calabash when the others who had already fed would take just a calabash. So I felt I was serving, since I was helping them in the eating program in school. I did my secondary school in Chogoria Girls. In our society, people do a lot of farming manually. So every time we closed the school, my mom was happy because I could release her from the tension of feeding them, and I could make a lot of Ucuru wa Mukio, which was being served to them when they were working. So when we closed school in my high school, that is what engaged me so much, and that is what really my mom was proud of, because I could release the tension of feeding our casual laborers, and I did it through making Ucuru wa Mukio. They could take it as they work in the farm. And from there I went to KIM, Kenya Institute of Management. I've done procurement and I've done business administration. During my college, I didn't engage so much in the porridge because it was so tedious, and I was still working. So I came back to the porridge now in our graduation ceremony. I made 60 liters in our graduation ceremony, where we had shared the five graduates, and I made the porridge to be enjoyed by our visitors during that period of graduation. So after my graduation, I secured a job in a company that I will not mention, which I was working as a sales executive. And let me say, I worked for around 4 years without a side hustle. But then after that, I saw I'm using a lot of energy and making a lot of profit to the company, and I decided to start my porridge as a side hustle. It was a small one, but it could give me motivation and encouragement. So after 4 years, I resigned the job, and I focused now in my porridge business. I got my twins, boy and a girl, and since I was a young girl, this Ucuru wa Mukio, my mom used to send it to me from Meru to Nairobi every week. which gave me a lot of breast milk, and I never strained in bringing up my children up to 6 months. So they breastfed. I breastfed them for 6 months, and then now that is where now I got an idea that I could be of importance even to ladies or the young mothers who are giving birth, and make a solution for them not to use none, not to strain, but breastfeed their babies so that they can have immunity even as they grow. Breastfeeding moms always are recommended to my porridge, and the babies are ever full of milk since it is a booster for the breast milk. I make 4 types of porridge. There's Ucuru wa Mukio, which is cooked. There's Ucuru wa Mukio, which is served cold. And then I have another porridge that I do a mixture of arrowroots, groundnuts, cassava and milk, which they call uji power, and as well as packaging my own flour for the uji power. I also do the weaning flours for the infants, and I package also another package which consists of very strong ingredients full of zinc for men and women for libido. I strongly believe that people should take porridge. People should feed their babies with porridge, because there are grains that we use in porridge that you cannot cook whole. Grains that contains a lot of nutrients to our bodies, which we cannot get in the food we take. So once you take it in the porridge, you benefit having those nutrients in our bodies. Examples of these grains are like pearl millet. Pearl millet you cannot boil and cook. We have finger millet. You can also not boil, eat. Such grains are the ones I'm talking about. The process I use in making Ucuru wa Mukio, I soak the grains, that is the pearl millet and the finger millet. I soak overnight, and then in the morning I grind using water. Now the outcome is what we cook, because it is like it has milk. So that is what now we cook and then we consume. And this porridge, I'm helping a lot of ladies, let me call them ladies, because they are the most that come to my place seeking for the Ucuru wa Mukio to go and use. For men, I have a package for them actually, which has a lot of the pumpkin seeds and a pinch of mokombero, and they crave for it. I place my restaurants near hospitals. My branches really help the patients in the hospitals and even the people coming to visit them in the hospitals, because there are some patients you get, they cannot swallow food, but they swallow this porridge. So I make the porridge for them. They take them to their patients, and they benefit in that way. Again, those people coming to see their patients in the hospital, they come feed the porridge from my place, and I feel I'm of importance even to the doctors that are in the hospitals, because I also feed them. I have a chain of the beneficiaries, starting from the farmer of the ingredients I use, the middlemen who come to the market, sell the grains. Again, I have employees in my place, so I feel they are also beneficiaries of my business. I have the consumers who are my customers or my clients. I've seen them benefit so much, because if it's like, for example, the breastfeeding moms, they no longer use the very expensive naan, they feed their babies, and even to the babies themselves, this Ucuru wa Mukio, once they get the milk from their mom, it builds their bones, they become so strong, and the immunity also is boosted through the Ucuru wa Mukio. So again, I bring families together. I would urge other women not to sit down at home, not to start saying there are no jobs, to just engage themselves. Let them do something. That little you get, that much you get is of most importance in your family, in your life as a woman. You feel motivated, you feel your self-esteem is high once you have your own money. So I would urge every woman outside there, let's work. Let's not choose job. Let's just focus on building ourselves, motivating ourselves, and doing business. And the youth, they call themselves Gen Z. I would tell them, once you are done with your college, once you are done with your university, it's not a must to get a white-collar job. You can find something small you start doing as you wait for your collar job, which maybe is your dream for your future. There are always challenges, and the most discouraging thing that I've ever had, there are people who want to duplicate my business, and then instead of doing the quality porridge that I do, you get somebody has taken my posters, some even want to take my porridge, go add flour. So there are so many challenges I get, but still, even when I get such, I still encourage people to do quality porridge and stop spoiling the porridge. I would urge young, old people to continue taking traditional foods and avoid conventional foods as much as they can for their health benefits.